Abusua mambo bibia akwa banfambra 2K nis and blossom na abusua abande ensema ayekoso e wo mayima sei na ye de besom e yahwefo nyina na de te nyina nse eye chief justice na sensemi ana chese eye ade se NPP mpemfo nim bia yo ma adwen se ekwan bia aso no ombe sori agina ombe ko e de amama mi se de be ya ne dibri emfiri ne nsa na me no kese no ana nsema ba betodwa ne nyina nse open kese baako a chese ko piem e wo etafo a ono nso ana hwesa empesua no so wo hono no meche eye Vincent Ekow ana ono nso chese wode eye krata bi ekoto eye court nanim se eye ade se wose court na ntiase na mo mama mi ento anadwuma so wonye nadwuma ena just say abra Vincent MP di kupio no se ja masa ja do kire no enyo na ba betire adwuma wa hase na abusua ye mepese bekọ akwaji nsem nyanche mu wa abra says yesi pam eye Ekow Vincent di na chese entwa yukra entwa yi yenkoni enkwaji sansem nyina enche mu emfamra make us so nya subscribe mfama YouTube channel ya no subscribe dem amidin Ekow gentle
dio mekoto moko mekoto nyaadwa we mo magimi MPP for they were born stupid omunya power 8 years we saw what they did with the power obi a man to me 8 years wait to anya papa opposition and papa ben obeye obejimi more. So those are not people you listen to. Those are not people you spend your time on. You spend your time on people who are willing to give you the opportunity. Into young people take advantage. Now is the time for you to take advantage of the government policies. I think tomorrow, the policies the ones you have to take advantage of. As you watch me, write them down. Go on the net, search for them. You will find a discipline that you fit in. Then you can apply. It's very important. Now look at this. Yenra MPP for a year or more concert. But before that, the Ghana Bar Association for Akasa about the law is the law. Now, the law is the law, because I know the referee who say, in baby baba, the law has to be the law. Ghana Bar Association for Omo President Abekasa, and you see, they be catching Ghana for dialogue, communication, over every multi-million-dollar company, and our corporation be a moi. Omo communicators, Emma companies, a wild breach, Omo itu Omo kasipa. Omo di companies anymore, Omo kasama companies, they are the most paid guys. The reason is that se we nya obia obekasa na onim nyansa obekasa ma company a oba abrochira within a day o company betumi gu. A statement can destroy a company, a multi-billion-dollar company in the States, in Europe, everywhere. Into over Europe, over America, over Asia, they don't play with people who speak for institutions, who speak for companies, especially private companies. Very important. If you can say this person is the spokesperson for this company, a multi-billion-dollar company. Remember, because dialogue, communication is very vital. And the Ghana Bar Association for Omo President, who is the wife of Jogati, the former NPP transport minister. Now, railway minister. Now, they did something today. Also, last week, the Ghana Bar Association released a statement. And the statement was about the CJ's suspension. Now, Oshe almost statement released last week now. They could not clearly say the president of the republic will boom raso. Now, the moment you are not able to establish that the president did not go contrary to the constitution, then it means you have no case. And until last week, the Ghana Bar Association released a statement about CJ Asemueno. They could not come out emphatically to say the process was wrong and that the suspension of the CJ was wrong. But shockingly, and the Adiachinya Jogate's wife, who is the leader of Ghana Bar Association, was making some very vague, unsubstantiated statement. It is not backed by law. She just came to make a street side watch selling canopy building, Bofrot selling, and Kaya argument. The reason I'm saying that is because those people selling Bofrot, Kaya for Law School, Omo amubo tent wo kwa ho na omo to tonsia na omo ko law school. Inti sa okoto se obi tonsia. Obi yakaya ye, obi ton wache, obi ton bo fruit. Na or make argument on the CJ thing. Na say sebio when to me analyzing here, you need to give that person the benefit of the doubt because only knowledge about the law. But when the Ghana Bar Association, omo ese Ghana mbra ni nyina na omo no munim. Nyansa ye de ye mbra ewo mutim no. Say omo leader ebe kasa na obekasa nya to say without due respect nyansa ni tirim a. Then you start to question the credibility of the leadership of the Ghana Bar Association. Now, let's listen to Jogate's wife, the Ghana Bar Association president. She was speaking on the suspension of the Chief Justice.
Another such committee, the Public Awareness Committee, is one that seeks to educate the public on topical legal issues. One such issue, which is currently on the lips of Ghanaians, as a result of the publicity associated with the process triggered for the removal of the Chief Justice, is what is a prima facie case? People then go on to ask, what is the raison d'etre for establishing a prima facie case? Are there any standards to be met in concluding that a prima facie case has been established? Having been informed as a country that petitions against the Chief Justice have been filed, you are repeatedly asked, at what point in time does the country get to know the contents of the petitions? What if the petitions are frivolous, but steps have been taken which may impugn the reputation of the person against whom the petitions have been filed? Assuming that there is a hearing, how long should the hearing be? Can the Chief Justice elect to have the proceedings heard in public instead of in camera? And many more such questions. This process is a novel one in our history as a country, and we, the bar, must continue to monitor the situation and not hesitate to express our opinion on it where the circumstances demand. It is important that in such matters, justice is not only done, but manifestly be seen to have been done. Indeed, it is for this reason that in the wisdom of the Supreme Court, in the 2020 judgment of the Republic versus the Chief Justice and the Attorney General, reference number 36/027019, the court led by Doche JSC, in the epilogue of the judgment, called for the formulation of rules of procedure for the impeachment of Article 71 office holders in the conduct of proceedings under Article 146 of the 1992 Constitution. The judgment concluded, and I quote, "Judges be accorded a fair measure of justice, fairness, and equity in all deliberations that affect them." It is about time that these guidelines were produced in order to eliminate arbitrariness in such proceedings, which ought to be held expeditiously and possibly in open court, given the necessary publicity such matters attract.
So this is the Ghana Bar Association president. Mameka Ibincho. Mo amonte bro for no ye ne sebio omkeka nsemfu se ane abechichire mu no. These are the same, and in some occasion say, so utie ni ye a. So utie de na wo ready all kind na. Chief Justice fingerprint bebre wom. You know what she's trying to do? Asem na esi na ye kan ho asem no. Right now, you ask her, say, is she trying to ask for an amendment in the law that looks at this Chief Justice suspension and as a prima facie case? Ye kan ho asem yana. Because this is the first time, right? Now, from her statement, Obusa say, oh, asem say sia. Nipa na ya chọ petition wọ no ho no. E o say man kwan man nipa no sebio asem no ye kan camera so. Because ade na ye kan no edem a ebia na akwatia nipa no. And also say, oh, bia asem no krampo no tanishi nipa ni image inti saa asem no sibi ehunu no say asem saa beda wa say ehunu se ne ebeka no. Now when you listen to her very well, she's asking for two things. One, emrana edaho na yes is a chief justice, president, and now a yes speaker of parliament ebu mraswa was enini dino today, because they are in favor of the chief justice. What they are trying to say then is say, oh, asemu ya beda ono de e wo say yetumi eden yetumi hwem mrano ne yehwe se ne yebetumi eden adane mrano when it comes to this chief justice asema atono. But the constitution has stated sa asem we sia eye de ekwan a e wo say ye faso. And it's a chief justice in Mrebi original dem ka kire nkofo say the law is the law. You cannot change the law per the person standing in front of you. You cannot tweak the law per the person standing in front of you. If during a case be, not a judge be decided say, or no, to him, he wants to tweak the law because of what is or who is in front of a year or no, it is that judge or no one problem. But when it comes to Yeni Ghana Yemrano, say Ahuma so Chief Justice Naya, Emrana Constitution actual President, you know. The General Council of State, any committee, no, Embrana Shomono, Sam Brana also Mudiso. Now, what the Ghana Bar Association is trying to do is say, they are trying to tell us, say, Chief Justice is special, and that because it is the Chief Justice, Yan San Shem Rani Biem and Sanaya apply Mrano. That is the language they are trying to tell us. Remember, these are the same people last week, released statement, they don't care. Chief Justice removal process must be done in a manner that enhances judicial independence. Now, last week, so we see Omutoneshina, and anytime make a say, statement number about last week, you know, they did not know where to stand because the president till now has still not broken the law. The process has been followed. Now, upon all their biasness, you know, they still could not find any place to say, John Mahama or the people involved in this process, Nipa Bakumpo e breaking Mrano. Now, last week, this was their statement. She almost statement to me released last week. And I quote, it is expected that persons who play even the minute's role in this process will bear in mind Article 296 of the 1992 Constitution on the exercise of discretion and will act in a manner that safeguards and enhances the independence and image of the judiciary. Now, justice emanates from the good people of Ghana and is administered by the judiciary headed by the Chief Justice. End of quote. This comes after the suspension of the Chief Justice, Her Ladyship, Justice Gertrude Araba Isaba Tokonu. President Mahama on Tuesday, blah, 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 blah. Now, in their statement last week, you know, what they sought to do